Hello everybody, my name is Sedo and welcome to my channel. I'm a lover of all things media, video games, music, movies, TV shows, art in general. I'm incredibly passionate about it. And I figured I wanted to share my latest obsession, which is the TV show Severance. I think it's been an incredible ride so far. This episode is season 2, episode 6, Attila. So if you haven't seen up until this episode, please stray away because it's going to be heavy spoiler territory. I don't want you to spoil the episode for yourself. So go watch it and come back if you're so interested to see my thoughts. But yeah, it's been a wild ride. Last week's episode, a bit more tame, a bit more setup. Episode 4 was, we all know what episode 4 was. That was bonkers. I'm really excited to see what this episode has in store. I loving the season, just absolutely riveting TV. So comment down below with your theories and thoughts on this episode and for the rest of the season, for season 2 of Severance. I'm so excited to get into it, and yeah, let's get underway. Like if you end up enjoying, and let's see what this episode has to offer. Season 2, episode 6, Attila. We are underway, ladies and gentlemen. Mark S. is waking up from the reintegration kind of situation from last week's episode. You know, just seeing Miss Casey, Gemma. This kind of rattled him. He seems extremely emotional. He's basically crying to Ragavi. So, I mean, rightfully so. Don't get me wrong. Poor Mark, he's been going through it since episode 1, man. Bargaining.
You know what that is?
Mark is talking about the stages of grief, saying he's in the bargaining stage of grief.
You think about all the things you do, all the ways you change to get that person back. You drink less, you listen more. It's dumb, but you do it anyway.
It's normal.
Yeah.
Helly R, Dylan G, Mark S, all here, all assembled. He's telling them about the
Left it there behind the poster.
piece of paper with the directions to the exports hall
Okay, I don't want to get in trouble.
that Irv found out about from O&D, of course. And then the whole, you know,
Okay, yeah, fuck you. You don't know everything.
hang in there at the party. Well, not party, it was a funeral. It was a funeral for Irving B. Any Irv. R.I.P. any Irv, bro. For real. I miss any Irv so much.
Okay.
Mark is experiencing reintegration sickness like crazy now. I don't even know. It's flashing. Flashing between almost his, yeah, like the severed floor and his house, maybe?
Mark.
Yikes. Yikes. Yeah, this episode is going to be... I don't think this is going to be like an episode for the faint of heart, because I feel like we're about to get into some shit for real. Let's see what milchick is going to talk about here. Sir. Oh, Mrs. Huang.
Have a seat.
Have a seat, he says. Yikes, y'all.
I had my performance review yesterday.
How did it go?
Bro, she did not just ask how did it go. Ooh, she's in a fellowship. You cannot graduate from this fellowship until I have deemed you wintertide material, he says.
I trust you can steward the floor in my stead.
Of course.
Good. You may sit at your regular desk.
Damn.
Thank you, Mr. Milchick.
He's telling her to sit at her regular desk. She thought she was gonna get the reins of power immediately.
I gotta get that map.
Helly, we shared vessels.
What? Oh, we shared vessels. I mean, yeah, he's told her at least. Oh, she thinks he's talking about Miss Casey.
No, not. Yikes. I mean, obviously, you know, I thought it was you. Because, you know, I'd been having those feelings since, like, before the OTC. And so when she, you know, I had no idea.
It's probably another tactic.
Oh my god, this is not looking
Decided to go
good
wedge
for the
between us and
MDR crew,
I'm gonna
ladies
go
and
for a
gentlemen.
walk.
You know, between the OTC, between this, between that, like, Irv, you know, trying to drown her, all that happening so quick. And now Mark's like, yeah, I had sex with your Audi, but your Audi tricked me. Man, that's rough. Back with Mr. Gretchen is connecting
It was really sweet. I like
a lot more with Dylan's innie than his Audi. And this is a powder keg, I feel. I really can't find like a path of least destruction from here on out. Milchick is back doing Milchick things. Macro data refinement is at its like breaking point.
You want me to, like, describe what happened? Like, I feel like you have every right.
No, I don't want her memory.
Helly wants to be her own person. She says she doesn't want her memory.
I want
As
my
in
own.
Helena Egan's. Man.
Would you like that?
Yeah, like that.
I think I see where this is headed. A tent. A tent indeed. A tent indeed, Helly. Dude, Helly rocks. I mean, hey. Credit where credit's due. The innies are outsmarting the system. They're just both very nervous, it seems. Which is fitting for their characters. Oh my god, Milchick is still going with these damn paper clips, bro. Let me see the stack. Let's see how much progress he's made. His hand is physically shaking, bro. He's got a mirror there.
Eradicate from your essence childish folly.
You must eradicate from your essence childish folly, he says to himself in the mirror.
Yourself, childish.
Seth, you are deranged. Bro, Milchick is crazy. I want him to turn and help the innies so bad, but like they're like
You must
teasing
abandon
whether
childish things.
they're teasing whether or not he will or he won't. He's on like some
must
Cobell.
Grow up. Grow. Grow. Grow.
Bro.
Grow.
Seth, Milchick is probably not gonna side with them, is what I'm taking away from this. I thought, you know, maybe he would turn and help MDR, but Mark is bleeding from his nose. PD type beat, bro.
You have 2 minutes left. Humidity on the severed floor is maintained at a consistent 45%. It must be something else. Did you punch him?
I mean, not today.
What?
Oh my god. Dude.
Fuck, I was just...
Mark?
Ragavi
What?
and Mark.
Were you just at Lumen?
What time is it?
Are you at Lumen or in your basement with me?
I don't know.
Do you remember? We need to enhance, speed up the process.
Is that safe?
What is going on
There's a
here?
slight chance of hemorrhage.
Slight chance of hemorrhage.
Me bleeding to death.
Not necessarily. We'll flood the chip itself.
Flood the chip?
Through the hole in your head
Jesus Christ.
that you've already
Okay.
got.
You know what?
Oh,
Get the fuck off me. I am not doing this.
close, it's
Okay?
happening.
Get this shit
We
off.
need to
right now,
push.
please. Get it off. Starving.
That's also from reintegration.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go eat.
Mark is. Mark looks in a bad state, man. At Burt's house to see Burton Fields.
Hello.
This is gonna be a wild scene. You could just tell.
It's a joke.
Oh,
Come on in. Hey.
Okay, I was confused for a second.
What your innie ever saw in this Philistine is beyond me.
Fields, I presume.
Dude, John Turturro's the man.
Yes. Welcome back to our home.
Yes, I'm sorry about the last time. I'm sure that felt quite invasive.
Nonsense. What's mine's yours. And you've brought wine.
Irving, no one's ever thrown blood on you on your way into work. No.
It wasn't blood, it was paint.
Point. And Bert, how did you come to be at the company?
Irving trying to
Yes, I'm
figure
very
out some
curious.
stuff.
Well, as a matter of fact, I was guided to Lumon's store by Jesus.
Wait, what?
Oh,
Jesus.
Jesus Christ? That's the one.
What?
You should just leave it at that.
The sermon that day is about severance, which was still
The
very
sermon
new
was
at the
about
time,
severance.
and the
This
pastor
is how
said-
deep this runs?
Listening to our conversation.
What? The church's stance is that innies are complete individuals with souls. Can be judged separately from their outie. What?
From their outie.
So an innie
An innie can go to heaven?
can go to heaven.
Must
Oh, the
be
outie burns. You just know something's coming. There's got to be something here. And who is this mysterious person getting out of this car late at night? Is this Cobell? I feel like we haven't seen Cobell in like forever. This could be Cobell. That is most certainly not Cobell. Is that Drummond? Dylan and Gretchen at home.
You didn't tell me how to go. You went back to Lumen, right?
Oh,
That good?
They canceled it, she said.
I didn't see him.
Gretchen's lying to Dylan. She's obviously conflicted about the whole innie outie Dylan dynamic and the fact that she kissed him. And who's getting fortune cookies? It's Mark getting fortune cookies. Mark Scout, let's see what's up, pal. I feel unwell for what's to come. Is that Helly? She's looking back at him. Oh my god, what is this? Cause like Helena wears her hair differently, you know? This is like the kind of short bang Helly kind of cut.
I thought that was you. I'm Helena Egan. I work at Lumen.
Oh my god, she's introducing herself as Helena Egan. This is dude, what on earth? She thinks that he's only his outie. This is gross, dude.
So easy.
Look, I'm sorry for the systemic error from the other night.
The systemic error. You mean the
Systemic error from the other night?
Yes, the OTC.
In the overtime thing.
It never should have happened.
The
And it
OTC.
never will again. You should meet him sometime.
your father?
Sure, why not?
You want to take me home to Dad already?
She wants him to meet
Final
James
time.
Egan.
Sure, let's do it.
You'd be the first.
So no pressure.
Yeah, none whatsoever. And I know you've already been through so much with losing your wife and all.
She's
Hannah.
Gemma.
Right.
Hannah.
Sorry.
Gemma.
It's a car accident, right?
Yikes. Big yikes.
Yeah, such a shame.
Dude, this is
She was so young.
messed up.
Thank you.
Helena was definitely implying the night in the tent. She wants to know about that and what Mark Scout. No,
What is it?
what's going on here?
Nothing. Good night.
Good night.
Was that a hallucination? Like, I don't even know. Was that a lumen ploy to send Helena there? Did Helena go on her own? Bro, what is Drummond doing on my screen, bro? What is he unlocking, dog? Dude, there's so many names. Oh my god, I'm not gonna pause it. But, man, is he breaking into...
10 years ago, it was 20.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes, because I remember we're having drinks.
Dude, I don't know if he's...
Lumon partner.
Didn't the first Severance office open 12 years ago? Oh my god. They're like messing with the timeline. Fields and Burt know way more than they're...
You know, the corners.
And is Irv like an investigator? Like, what's going on here?
At work,
Fields, Jesus.
but I'm not.
Are you done humiliating our guests? Is crazy work, but it's true.
I've been talking to Pastor Gale.
Mark S. getting home.
Sorry for being a dick. Let's do it.
Going towards Regavi.
Tonight.
Mark is over it. He's over everything. He's gonna flood the chip, whatever that might mean. Via the hole in the back of his head, according to Regavi. Helena, I mean, she called Gemma Hannah. Oh my god, I can't look at needles, bro. They tweak me out. Regavi has some kind of liquid in this massive needle and syringe. Oh my god, no. Oh my god, no. Ow. What the... This is on some Substance stuff. If you guys have seen the Substance, shout out the Substance. It looks really baneful. I'm gonna keep it a stack. It looks really bad. And Regavi has flooded the chip. Okay, she's flooded it. Whatever that might mean, she's done it. Now she can sew up Mark because... Dude, what on earth is going on? She does not look confident. Oh, there it is. It's settled in.
I'm nervous.
Yeah, Regavi, I don't know if she's like done this before. Oh my god.
What the fuck?
Don't move like that. You have to keep your head still.
Mark is in so much pain right now. And...
Mark!
Yeah.
Is Helena Egan coming to talk to him again?
Dude, I left you like 5 messages. Are you better?
No, well, I'm still sick.
Well, you can't not pick up when we're doing
Oh, it's
espionage shit.
Devin.
Fuck that.
Devin
Why are you trying to
is
get me
gonna
out of this?
become so concerned by the way that Mark's gonna describe this.
I'm really not, Devin.
You literally are.
Okay, fine, I am, but I didn't ask for your help.
Fuck you, officially.
And what is that smell?
What smell?
He's tweaking out.
my god.
He's about to collapse. Oh!
Don't touch him. Who the fuck are you?
Ragavi. Oh, he's having like a seizure or something, bro.
No.
There's something up with the way that
Fun. Yeah? Yeah.
that Burt
We should do it again sometime.
You
the way that
Fields or you me?
Oh, what? Yeah, no, I meant with Fields.
Yeah?
Yeah. But, you know, it's either way.
Bro, something's up with Burt. I can't tell what it is, but Burt has been acting wonky. Obviously, Fields almost just blew up his spot saying, you know, back 20 years ago. I don't know. That's it? Oh my days. What a cliffhanger. What a cliffhanger. You know, I'm at a bit of a loss for what happens next. And for episode 7, Chikhai Bardo is the name. An old romance intersects with a deadly present threat. All right. So here are my thoughts. Very, very quickly. Let me try to stop this timer. Yes, okay. I just kind of want to give my thoughts at the end of the episode. Season 2, episode 6, Attila. It was another kind of build-up episode, so it wasn't as maybe crazy as I was hoping for. Trojan Source, episode 5, was kind of like another build-up after episode 4 was Hollow, which was just so insane. This is something that's I'm gonna have to go back and like look at bits and pieces and every little corner of everything. I mean, there's so much going on this episode. That's kind of hard to follow. Alongside Mark's reintegration sickness kind of taking a hold, becoming more of a thing for him. The fact that on top of the reintegration sickness, you now have just these dividing forces between not just the innies and the outies, like, and obviously Mark is, I don't know what's up with Mark. At the end of that episode, he hit his head hard, regardless. And Ragavi was telling him, don't move your head hard or too aggressively, you know, stay calm. And he wasn't obviously listening to her instructions, like PD didn't, in maybe a different way, but like, I mean, he got those crazy migraines at the end, hit his head hard, and it leaves us really questioning everything. I haven't even looked at the preview for episode 7. I don't know if there's a specific trailer. Is there one that I could watch? Welcome. Nah. Yeah, there's not maybe there might be one at the end of the episode. Let me try to see if I could find one at the end of the episode or something. Because personally, the way that whole episode went through was giving us all the context we need for what the final 4 episodes, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, it's dude, like, so a couple things that a couple theories that I think are all but confirmed after today's episode. Mark Scout X Helena Egan, Mark S X Helly R baby inbound 1,000,000%. Like, besides all the other like symbolism related to, like, you know, fertility and birth and etc. throughout the season and eggs and whatnot, this is gonna happen. Like, it's in the intro scene credits, it's everywhere. We know what's gonna happen. Maybe not, like, it's alluding to that being the case. Like, I don't think the baby's born this season or anything, but I think like Helena will be pregnant. How does that impact Helly? We feel like, you know, Mark's at least over 80% complete with the MDR file, according to Drummond during the Severance, during the kind of review meeting for Milchick. Milchick, I want to touch on real quick. He had a wild episode. Didn't see him a lot, but he delivered in like the low-key most frightening way possible. It starts, he starts the episode by basically just being like, yo, Miss Huang, F out of here. I could basically just not let you finish this. What was it? She was in a fellowship. He's like, you're not getting done with that fellowship. Like, I supersede you here. And then he's like, listen, I got some stuff I got to do. You hold down the fort while I go do this. And she goes to sit behind that desk, that lauded, coveted desk that Cobell and now Milchick have sat behind. And he's like, no. Go back to your own desk because you're not in charge again. And it's weird with Mrs. Huang, and I'm going to just touch on both of them really quick, just like explain my thoughts of where I see both of them now. Because going into this episode, I was feeling like obviously Milchick was definitely going to tighten the leash, but I didn't expect him to turn so fanatical. Like, it felt like those paintings that he was trying to communicate with Natalie about, of like, hey, this is like a bit like much, don't you think? Like, and he wasn't able to, but now like just the Lumen philosophy is to kind of like fall into line, right? It's to conform, it's to follow the rules and follow instruction, really. So, I mean, he literally does that until the point of his hands like shaking uncontrollably. The paper clips, that is. And then the other infraction was the whole, thing surrounding, words, using too many large words. And I think a fascinating part of this episode is when he shuffles around stuff in that little office that he has where he's kept those paintings in there too. He sees that mirror and he just kind of like starts talking like in a more reductive sense each utterance until he's just saying grow, grow, grow. And it's like, wow. I think we're really about to get a terrifying villain out of Milchick this season. I still am rooting for him to kind of like help the innies, but like, look at what happened to Cobell. Like, Cobell, season 1, she's had her own kind of arc and stuff, but Cobell season 1 was like very much on Lumen's side. And as things progressed, as things unfolded, now like we haven't seen her in a long time. I don't like expect the show writers and showrunners to like, what's the word I'm looking for, put so much kind of weight to this arc of Milchick's without this like something bad is coming and Milchick is probably going to be the one to like deliver this like whatever kind of punishment is going to befall the MDR crew. Because right now, between Milchick and Huang's whole thing, like, is Miss Huang a robot? She's got a fellowship, so I'm led to believe no, even though she's got this really weird kind of like vibe to her. How she even on the severed floor? She's not severed. She got a Glasgow block in. Who knows? Irv and Burt, I want to touch on next, just because, like, genuinely, here's my thought process with this. What is, like, what's the point? Like, who is Irv working with precisely? What is his motivation of, because obviously he would have, as Audi Burt, or Audi Irv, I should say, some interest in, Burt's standard work life and whatnot. But seems like he's trying to get to the bottom of something still, even when he was at that payphone. And so anytime he was asking questions, he was kind of asking in a bit of a kind of guiding manner, trying to like get someone to spill the beans. And there was a couple times where during the drinking of the wine, Fields mentioned that 20 plus years ago with some Lumen friends, and according to Burt, he had worked at Lumen for only, what was it? He said 12 years. So the fact that Burt is effectively lying, he's 100% lying. They wouldn't put that in there for no reason. Like it's a bold-faced lie. And he's trying to make sure that Irv doesn't like catch on to it. But for Fields to bring that up, right, implies so many things. And like, are they clones? Are they, is it like, how does time work on the severed floor? I know there's the whole quarters debacle that's gone on, like the discussion around that. And I just think that right now, as it stands, I feel like I can't help but think that Burt is still like at least working for Lumen. Maybe not. Maybe his innie is, effectively kaputs and no longer an innie and he's not there, but he could be working for them on the outside. I mean, Regavi previously had stated that, they have people that work in the morgue. So if this is true and we're led to believe that all this logic is consistent, I can't help but feel maybe like they have him out there as like someone that they know could be like someone to watch on Irv. Because listen, Drummond said that macro data refinement, MDR, the Cold Harbor file, it is set to be the biggest accomplishment in the history of mankind. And Drummond, real quick, I just want to talk about him because he's breaking into someone's house. I didn't get the best look because like my TV's like it's kind of dark and the scene was very dark, and I think that's intentional. Like I think it might have been Irv's place while Irv was gone. That's what I think probably happened. So he must have broke in. He found some stuff that had a list of severed employees, and in there was like one that was underlined that said Dylan Griffith. Now, is this Dylan G? Is this like him just trying to find who Dylan G is? Like, did he figure out, oh, I work with a Dylan G. Let me try to figure out which severed employee could match up with a name and try to do stuff like that. Is Drummond already on to Irv? Or was it someone else's house entirely? Let me know in the comments. I'm genuinely like confused with a lot of the stuff in this episode and I imagine a lot of you guys are too, and gals, because it's been like almost like from the start of this episode with the going back and forth between MDR and Regavi and Mark in the basement, like trying to sync him up and reintegrate him. It was all so like expertly shot, but as Ben Stiller and Dan Erickson have mentioned a couple of times, this timeline, what they're trying to do with it, how time flows in the Severance universe is all so like opaque. Like we don't know. It's this might, like, the cars are out of date, but they have phones, but they have Severance technology. Like something happened here. And I just don't know. Between Dylan and Gretchen, listen, man, I don't know. Gretchen does not really vibe with Audi Dylan, I don't think. And it seems like maybe that's not the right thing to say, but she seems to vibe with his innie far more, which puts her in this really bad position where she can't tell her Audi husband, yeah, inside with your, going to Lumen with your innie was great. It was awesome. It was so much fun while they're having like the most like low-key miserable time like ever, like outside of work. So I think she kind of realized that too, maybe. And she just lied to him. She lied to Dylan. And man, like, I feel bad for him. But he's also like kind of being shifty and like playing both sides to like help Milchick and like help his innie and maybe his Audi, which is, I just don't know. I just don't know where Dylan's arc is heading. It doesn't look like it's a happy road for him and Gretchen. And it looks like Milchick is about to either axe that, which would lead to a downward spiral of their Audi relationship, or I don't know. I think he's just going to kind of maybe force Dylan to fall into line and maybe make him turn traitor and sabotage Helly and Mark, which is, you know, basically all we got of MDR at that point. And Helly and Mark, where to start? Helena Egan this episode was sinister. I don't know. She's on some weird kind of like personal voyage separate from Lumen. Like they talk in the episode at the Chinese restaurant, but I just have such a bad vibe around Helena Egan. She's mentioned OTC in that convo. She's talked about it in this like kind of like way in which like she's like, oh yeah, like I want to see how you're feeling about OTC. And then later when she brings it up again, she says OTC, and she stopped the other night, she says, which means to me like Ortbo. That's not OTC, that's Ortbo in like my head is what she's like hinting at. So like in a way, I can't help but feel that she's got this like personal quest, and for some reason, I mean maybe it's just because, you know, she did fall for Mark while she was disguised as Helly. I don't know, man. It's just scary. It's scary what like kind of scope of power that Lumen has over everyone, to the point where it's now like it feels so hopeless. Like it feels hopeless for these bunch. And I'm excited to see what they do in season 2, episode 7. I mean, Chikhai Bardo, an old romance, intersects with a deadly present threat. Who is the deadly present threat? And who is the old romance? There's a lot to discuss. I'd love to see your thoughts, because damn, what an episode. It was more of like you kind of had to watch this one. Like it was really like less than the actual narrative pieces. Like this was like a visual tale of like basically Mark crashing out at the end. You know, him hitting his head hard, and I mean, I imagine Mark will be fine come episode 7. Something will have happened, whether he was rushed to the hospital or Lumen or Ragavi just patched him up in the basement. I don't know. You can speculate a number of things that can happen, but I want to hear what you guys have to say. If you made it this far, consider subscribing. I'm really trying to kind of start like a new kind of way of expressing my love for this show and just art in general. So if you guys have enjoyed my discussions, my reactions to season 2, episode 6, Attila, which by the way, found out why it's titled Attila between, you know, the whole Irv and Burt kind of dinner with Fields and such. And that was such a awkward like situation, especially after the whole Lumen thing. But you know, what's the name of the what's Chikhai Bardo even gonna like, what's the name there? What's the relevance? I'm actually gonna Google it, I think, real quick to just kind of see what if there is something, because I don't think this isn't a name in the Severance like MDR files. Chikhai Bardo is a Tibetan Buddhist concept that refers to the Nah. Chikhai Bardo is a Buddhist. This is a Tibetan Buddhist concept that refers to the first stage of death, or the Bardo of the moment of death, transitional state that occurs between life and death. Is Mark going to be in purgatory? Bro, I don't know. There's a lot to consider. And this is going to kind of bring into question what is living and what is dead with the innies and outies. I mean, and she said that the risk is hemorrhaging. He said, oh, I'm going to bleed out and die. And she said, not quite. Isn't that what Ragavi said? I can't remember. I'm shook, y'all. Next Friday needs to come stat. I have my theories video up like in the next couple days. I want like the effects of this episode to settle in and just kind of like digest stuff. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Comment down below with your thoughts, theories, reactions, and feelings towards this episode, because man, Attila was emotionally like pointed, let's say. And Chikhai Bardo with a name like that, no bueno for MDR, I feel. Some really scary stuff ahead. And I hope they can topple Lumen at the end of the day. And we'll see how things go. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Sedo. Welcome to the SedoVerse, and I hope you enjoyed. Peace.